Okay. Well, welcome everybody. This is Calvin Butler, and here again, we're here with our weekly operational training for the Earn While You Learn Freight Broker Training and Consulting Platform. Every week at Saturday at 10:15 a.m., we get with our students and we conduct our training for the week. Okay. Now we are just coming back. I know the last couple of weeks we've kind of been a little absent because been under the weather. As everyone knows, this bad flu was going around, and I was not immune to it. So there you have it. But I'm back, and we are back strong. A lot of things that we've got to go over. We've got to do a lot of catching up to do. There's a lot of things we're going to have to go over today. First of all, let me get to where we can share our screen so everyone can see what we see. Okay. And it's being shared now, so everyone should be able to see exactly what we see. And we are recording. Okay. Now, I know last week, or the last time we had our operational training, we were talking about the auto haulers. Because I was sick, I was not able to do all the things that centraldispatch.com was requesting that needed to be done before we can have access to that. I will be working on that this week. Okay, this is the week that I'm going to be dedicating to working on getting everything that we need so that we can get onto their platform. They are a very peculiar type of platform, Dispatch is, at Central Dispatch, because they only do auto hauling, and they're very picky about who they let on. So because we are not a carrier and because we are not a brokerage firm, we have to have some type of ties with the auto industry, or we have to have some type of company that is in that area. Fortunately enough, I do have a business called the Automotive Sales Specialist, which I've been running now for about 4 or 5 years. So that is an established business that we can use to get onto that platform. But there's certain things that they are telling me that I have to have in place before they would allow me on. So I'll be working on that this weekend to get us onto that platform so we can start doing the auto haul. So that is coming. Okay, it is coming. Just be patient, but it is coming. Secondly, okay, I've noticed that a lot of you all have been just kind of hanging out. Okay, you're just kind of hanging out, and I know this is and I know you all have jobs, you have other responsibilities, you have things that you're doing, but I've noticed on the chat group that that some of you all are just kind of just hanging out. Now, don't get me wrong. I want you to take advantage of the chat group. Okay, log into the chat group, take advantage of it, but don't use that as an excuse not to work the system. Okay, because the system does work. Mr. Martin Elliott, I'm going to use him for an example, not picking on him anything, but he had a lot of questions, on the chat group. Matter of fact, I think I can pull it up here. He had a lot of questions on the chat group, where, let me see if I can pull it up. This is the beauty of the internet. You can always go back and pull stuff up. Here it is. As you can see, this is Mr. Elliott. He had a lot of questions, and rightfully so. He was new to the group and everything, so rightfully so, he had a lot of questions. But here's what I noticed. If you're on this chat group, here's what he had in all optimism. It seems like I'm trying to build up a list of carriers is more of a marathon than a sprint. Yes and no. Okay? You can build up your carrier list pretty quick if you work in the system, but you're not going to do it if you're on this chat group. Okay, because you got to work the system. If you work in the system, you can build up your carrier list really, really, really fast. It's not as difficult as some of you make it seem to be. Okay, it really, really isn't. And I had to prove it to him. I actually had to go in. I had him to pick. We actually went onto the load board. I had him to go in, and I said, now pick a load. Now pick the carrier. So he picked the carrier. I called up those carriers. The first carrier we called, the number was disconnected. So I had him to pick another one. He picked another carrier. I called him up, and lo and behold, guess what? The guy just rolled over for me. I pitched him. The guy said, man, that's great. What's your email address? He sent us, his profile of how he likes to run, everything. I got his dispatch agreement in, and now I added him to my carriers that I dispatch for. Okay? Now, I don't know what to tell you. All I can tell you is this. The system works. The system works. But the system is not going to work if you're not working. If you're always on the chat group, that's fine. But you ain't going to make no money on that chat group. You're going to make money by going to where? The load board and working the system. Now, with that being said, we are going to go over load. We're going to do some load board training today. Okay? We're going to do extensive load board training today because I think I need to get you all back to the basics. And the basics is this. You cannot make money if you do not have a carrier to go to work for. Okay, let me repeat that. You cannot make money if you do not have a carrier to go to work for. It all starts with getting a carrier signed under your dispatch agreement. Okay? Once you get a carrier signed under your dispatch agreement, and then you get that carrier's profile, thus have the carrier send you how he likes to run. Does he like to run in the mountains? I don't like to run in the mountains. I want to stay in what area? How many miles do I like to run? How much money do I need to move my truck? Do I need $1.75 CPM? That's cents per mile for those who don't know. Do I need $2 per mile to move my truck? Whatever it is he needs to run his loads, get his profile down, and then you go find him what he is looking for. Okay? Don't look for anything that he's not looking for. Go find him what he's looking for. And when you find him what he's looking for, you write it down. Make sure you get all the information. Then you find him another load that matches what he's looking for. You try to do this and get him at least 3 loads, 3 options. And then you call him back and you say, hey, I got what you're looking for. And I got 3 options for you. Load number 1 is this. Load number 2 is this. Load number 3 is this. Which one you want to run today? And then you book it. Call back that broker. You book it. You give him the MC number or the DOT number. The broker runs it. If he's cleared to run with them, that broker's going to send you a confirmation sheet. You're going to take that confirmation sheet. You're going to send it over to the carrier. Carrier's going to look over it, read it, sign it. Make sure you read it. Make sure that it's the terms that you agreed to. Make sure that money is what you agreed to. All right? So when the carrier signs it, it's a done deal. Then that carrier gets booked on that load. Carrier picks up the load. Carrier runs the load, drops the load. Carrier sends you what? The BOL. You take that BOL, and then you send it over to the broker, along with that carrier's invoice, because the carrier is going to send him an invoice so that he can get paid. If your carrier is not sending the invoices along with the BOLs, remind them. Put together an invoice, letting the broker know that, this is what you agreed to pay me. Okay? Send them the invoice along with the BOL. So when they process that BOL and get it over to their factoring company, because those loads are already factored. And by the way, no load is factored twice. So if you got carriers that's telling you, well, I got to pay for factoring, no, they don't. That's bullshit. Carriers do not have to pay for factoring because most of the loads that come from any broker is already factored. No load is factored twice. And it doesn't matter what the factoring is because the amount of money that the broker is showing them is the amount of money that the carrier is going to get. So do not let carriers lead you down that path to nowhere talking about stuff that don't mean a hill of beans. And factoring is one of those things that don't mean a hill of beans because it's already worked out. Okay? If your carrier insists on talking about that stuff and you can't get him back in, drop him, move on to the next one. You don't have time to fool with that bullshit. You're here to make money. That's what you're here for. You're here to make money. And it's all about numbers. And we show you how to contact 800 to 1,000 carriers a day so you don't have time to waste time with anybody who is not talking to you about what? Making money. If they want to talk about something else, tell them to go talk to somebody else. That's not why you're here. Okay? All right. So let's get into this load board training because that's what's very important. As usual, we take you to our website, RBBStransport.com, and you're going to go over to your back office area here in the site. Let me find that, get all this other stuff out the way. Okay, back office area. Click where it says dispatch tools and resources. We're going to log into the back office area. We're going to log in. Once we get into the back office area, you're going to be able to go in, and we're going to be able to pull up our load boards. In case any of you all want to know, you need to go over this again. The dispatch agreement is here. All you got to do is click on it, and you pull it up. It's already completed. All you got to do is just plug in your information, okay? If you need to search for shippers, click here. You pull up and you search for shippers, search for brokers, click here. If you need a script to read from, you click here, and that's your script, okay? And you pull it up. Now, let's go to these load boards. Let's go to load board on 1, 2, 3. We're going to go to 1, 2, 3 load board. All right. This is what you all should be doing every single morning. Before you do anything else other than coming to the chat group, logging in, and then letting us know that you are available. You just want to, if you want to come to the chat group, when you come to the chat group, come to the chat group on Facebook, get on the chat group, and just place yourself available. Just let us know that, hey, I'm available. All you got to do is put in your your extension and just type I'm available, or extension 746 is available. That's all you got to do. That let us know that if we get any calls that are not assigned to anyone, when we start transferring calls out and putting them with you all, we'll transfer a call out and say these are the people who we transfer them out to, because we don't want to transfer them to you all if you're not going to pick up the phone. So for those of you who are available, when we look on to the chat group and we see that you are available, those are the ones that we forward calls over to. But the first thing you all should be doing after you go on Facebook and you let us know you are available is you should be logging into what? This load board. Why? And usually we have our loads up around 8:30, 9 o'clock. We try to have the loads in by 8:30, 9 o'clock. Everyone should have their extensions. The interns did a lot of work this weekend or this week on getting the extensions ready, and they sent out the emails. If you haven't checked your emails, check your emails for your extensions. When you sent over your email to dispatch at RBBS Transport requesting your profile, extensions and emails and things, check with those emails so they will reply to with your information. Okay? If you didn't receive them, hit us up, shoot us another email, and just saying I didn't receive my profile information. But check your emails, check your replies. Most of you, if not all of you, should have them. There were a couple that we couldn't use because you all already have a grasshopper number, and we can't forward calls to another grasshopper number. So you got to give us another number to forward calls to, like your cell phone or something of that nature. Okay? All right. Let's go ahead and log in here. That's one of the first things you all should be doing. Well, the first thing you all should be doing is logging in. When you log into 123 load board, you're going to see where it says load search. You're going to see where it says truck locator. There's a lot of other stuff here, but this is what I want you to pay attention to. You're going to go immediately to truck locator. When you go to truck locator, you're going to see our loads that we send in every morning. And they should have them loaded up this morning because we sent them in this morning, the weekend loads. Give it time to pull up here. All right, here we go. As you all see, we have 72 loads that are loaded up onto this load board this morning. Now, remember when I told y'all we show you a way to contact 800 to 1,000 carriers every single day. Now, this is on a Saturday morning. On a Saturday morning, we have the first load up is Gordo, Alabama. Now, remember, these loads are here for bait. That's what these loads are for. And let me remind you all, no one is to call the direct shipper on these loads, because we used to have you all call the shipper directly on these loads if you had someone who wants to run them, but you all were making a lot of mistakes when y'all called the shipper. You wasn't letting the carriers know all the information on the load. You wasn't vetting the carriers properly, so you had a lot of carriers showing up, picking up loads who couldn't pull the loads. They told them, well, I can't pull 48,000 pounds. Well, I don't have a 48-foot flatbed. I have a 40-foot flatbed. Well, I don't have 8-foot tarps. I have 6-foot tarps. See, that's the type of stuff that pisses shippers off. I'm just letting you know. That really pisses off shippers, because they've already put those numbers on their books for their shareholders, all the executives of that company. They have to turn in these projected number sheets every week, every day. Okay, and if they got you all calling up saying, "Yeah, I got a carrier that wants to run that load," and you book that load, they're putting those numbers down as their projected numbers. So if they projected, they've got $1.2 million in loads that's going out, and they've got a couple $100,000 of those loads coming from RBBS or coming from the National Network of Dispatchers, which is what you all are. And then those trucks get there, and those trucks can't run those loads. Guess what? Their numbers are off. Their projections are off. And that hurts their bottom line. So quite naturally, they don't want to deal with that. They don't want to deal with you. They don't want to deal with us when that starts happening repeatedly, and that's what happened. You all were sending these carriers over. And they wasn't able to run these loads because you didn't vet the carriers. You didn't let the carriers know that this is 48,000 pounds. You can't pull 40,000 pounds. This is not the load for you. This load requires 8-foot tarp. You can't do it with 6-foot tarp. You have to have a 48-foot flatbed or a 53-foot flatbed. No step there. 40-foot flatbed won't do. Okay? That's what was happening. So they got to the point where they said, don't have any of your students call us anymore. Don't have them booking the load. So I'm letting y'all know this right now. If some of you still have the number to this shipper, and you all know who the shipper is, I'm not going to say who it is because you all know who it is. If some of you still have this number to that shipper, forget it. Do not call them. You are not allowed to call them. They only want me to call them because they know that if I call them, I'm going to make sure that you have vetted that carrier properly before we send them out there. I'm gonna ask you, does that carrier know that he has to pull 40,000 pounds? And if you sound like, well, then that's a no. So you need to call him back. Does that carrier know he needs 8-foot tarp? Well, I think then that's a no. You need to call him back and make sure that he knows that he needs the 8-foot tarp. Does that carrier know he needs a 48-foot flatbed or a 53-foot flatbed? No step there. Well, I think he has no. That's a no. So call him back and make sure he understands that. Okay? This is your business. This is how you put money in National Hemp Bank. Take it seriously. These shippers, they move millions of dollars of shipments every single day. They do not have time. I repeat, they do not have time to sit there and have carriers come in and they're supposed to be picking up loads and then they got to cancel those loads. Okay? That pisses them off. So rightfully so, they don't want you all calling them no more. Okay? They only want me calling them. All right? And also, by the way, these are not your loads anyway. These are my loads. We're here to show you how to build your load list, and that's what we're going to go over today. We're going to teach you how to build your load list. We're going to teach you how to build your carrier list. And we're going to show you how to get loads for yourself. But in most of these loads, by the time we get them, I'm going to be honest with you. And this is just how the game is played. The brokers the asset-based brokers are brokers who have their own trucks. Now, some of you all know them as trucking companies, but they are brokers. Landstar is a broker, but they have their own trucks. Okay? Warner is a broker, but they have their own trucks. Okay? Swift is a broker, but they have their own trucks. Okay? All these places like this, Schneider, they're a brokerage firm, but they have their own trucks. So what they do is, companies like that, they will call these places up, TQL, all these other places, they have their own trucks. They have their company drivers. They have a fleet of company drivers. They will call up these shippers or they'll get these shippers and say, hey, I want 60 of these loads. And they'll go ahead and commit to 60 of those loads. Or they'll say, I want these 40 loads here. I want all your loads leaving out of Gordo, Alabama. I want all your loads leaving out of Arkansas. I want all your loads leaving out of Florida. Okay, they'll snatch up all those loads, okay, because they have company drivers that they can just assign those loads to. So the reason why I'm telling you this, because 90% of these loads, by the time you call us on them, they're gone. Okay, they're with other brokers. Now, what you can do, I'm gonna give you a trick. I'm gonna show you a trick. What you can do, you can go and look for the same load on this load board, and you will see it with other brokers. brokers that have the asset-based trucks, but they may not have a truck in that area, so that load may still be available, but through another broker. And all you've got to do is what? Dispatch your carrier through that broker. That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do. Just because you are a dispatcher. You're not a broker. So you can call that broker up, say, hey, I got a carrier that wants to run that load. And that carrier is still getting the same. Actually, he's getting more money because he's getting through the other broker. The carrier's going to get all the money, and then they're going to pay you what? 10%. All right? That is still another way you can book these same loads if you want to book these same loads. All right? But we're going to show you how these loads give you access, how we show you how to use these loads as bait, and it gives you access to 800 to 1,000 carriers that you can access every morning. And this is one of the things that you all need to be doing every morning when you get up. And work this for about 4 hours. If you have 4 hours to work it. Treat this like a business. Spend 2 to 4 hours each morning doing exactly this. You're going to come here, you're going to click on the first load. When you click on the first load, what happens? Look how many trucks pull up. Now, this is a Saturday. This is a good day to call. This is a good day to do this, to build your carrier list. Now, you're not going to book any loads on Saturday because most brokers are closed, the shippers are closed, but you have a lot of trucks sitting at truck stops that didn't get loads this weekend, so they're sitting there for the whole weekend. So this is a great time to call them, especially this time of the day. Between 10 and 1 p.m., all they're doing is sitting around watching football or watching Matlock or watching something on TV, or they're in the breakfast area, or they're just laying in the truck. So call them up, okay? When you pull up one, look at this. This first one has 25 exact matches. Now, those of you who do this during the week, you notice you don't have this many matches during the week. Because during the week, most of them, they got loads, they're running, they made themselves not available because they're running low. But on a Saturday or a Sunday, this is the best time to go in and build your carrier list. So look at all these carriers surrounding this, just in this area. You got 25 carriers to call from this one load, and you got 72 loads in here. If we go to the next one, look at that. You got another 25 carriers. If you go to the next one, look at that. You got 12 carriers that match. If you go to the next one, you got 24 carriers. On a day like this, you can probably access close to 1,500 to 2,000 carriers. Now you can't tell. Ain't nowhere on God's green earth that you can tell me that if you call these carriers up, if you spend your day, just call it. Just call it. Just call it. You're not going to get at least 12 to 15 dispatch agreements. You can't tell me that. If you do, I'm going to call you a liar now. I'm just being honest with you. If you tell me you are doing, that you are working this system and you are not getting carriers signed up, then you're lying to me. And you're lying unto yourself, and that's even worse. Okay? Because we make money. I book 67 loads per day, every day still, and deal with you all. If I didn't have to deal with all the stuff that I deal with in running this side of the business, I probably book 15, 20 loads a day. I still book 6, 7 loads a day, sometimes 8, 9, 10, depending on. Even with all the phone calls I get about 120 phone calls from students, from potential students, and things like that, and I still book 6 to 7 to 8 loads a day, every single day. Because this system still works. And guess what? I don't use nothing but 1, 2, 3 load board. That's all I use. And I still book 6 to 7 loads a day. So for all y'all who are telling me, well, you know, I can't find loads on 1, 2, 3 load board. I've been calling carriers and they ain't signing up. They ain't getting their agreements. They ain't doing this bullshit. When call 1-800-WHAN. Tell it to somebody who gives a damn. Because listen, I'm telling you right now, if you doing what if you're following the system, if you're working the system does work. So don't tell me the system don't work. Don't tell me why I can't find loads because you ain't working the system. Okay? Especially if I see you in the chat group all day long, I know you're not working the system because you cannot be on that chat group and making phone calls at the same time. Okay? Don't get me wrong. I want you to use the chat group, but I want you to make money first. I want you to make money. That's why you're all here. You're here to make money. You're here to build your list. And you can't build your list without having carriers. Now, let's go through this. All right? Let's find a carrier. Let's look on here. What we got here? We got Jerry Mattis. Now, here's what you're going to do. When you click on Jerry Mattis, you're going to do just this right here. We're going to call this Jerry Mattis. Y'all give me a second here. Let me get to where we can call Mr. Jerry Mattis. Mr. Mattis' phone number is 903-272-9964. I probably should have said that out loud. I can't forget we broadcasted to the world. What everybody calling this man? See if I can put him on speaker so you all can hear.
Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice messaging system.
Well, we don't want to. You got to go on the voicemail, so we don't want to call him. Let's try another. Let's try another one. Thumb. Hello? Hello? Hey, how you doing? I'm doing great. This you work for TNT Farms, right? Hey, can you hear me? All right, great. Let me ask you a question. I noticed that you're down there in Gordo, Alabama, or somewhere close to Gordo, Alabama. Is that where you're at right now? Okay. Let me ask you a question, because I'm a dispatcher, and I work with the National Dispatchers Network, and I was calling because I wanted to find out how much money do you need to run a load. Say that again? Okay. All right, well, let me ask you a question then. If I told you that I work and I find the kind of loads that you want, because look, I understand that not every carrier can run the loads for the same amount of money. So you got expenses, you got a family to feed. Your truck has its own expenses that may be different from the other trucks. So you might not be able to run the load for the same amount of money that one else can run. But what we do is we look for the load that matches what you want. So if you tell me you only want loads that's paying $225 or $250 per mile, that's all I'm gonna look for. If you tell me you want loads that don't run in the mountains, I won't look for loads that run in the mountains. If you tell me you want loads that run at least 500 miles and nothing less than that, that's all I'm gonna look for. So you know that when you see my number pop up, I got the kind of load you want. You think that'll work for you? Okay. Well, that's all I'm asking. I mean, if you want to do it, then do it, because I'm going to have at least 3 loads for you to give you choices. And you pick the one you want, or if you don't want it, just say you don't want it. You want to load that's coming out of Florida next week? Well, what part of Florida you going to be in? You going to be in okay? Hey, then I tell you what. I feel you on that. Now let me get you to do something for me. Shoot me an email and tell me where it is you want to load out of. Okay? Tell me how much money you want. All right, and tell me how many miles you want it to be, and I'll look for one for you. Would that work for you? All right. My email address is dispatch@rbbstransport.com. That's RBBStransport.com. You shoot that over to me. You tell me how you like to run, where you going, and where you want to load out of, and I'm going to look for the loads. I'm going to call you back with at least 3 options. Okay? Now, when you shoot me that, I'm going to shoot you our dispatch agreement. All right? And if you like it, sign it. All we ask for is 10% when you get paid. That's all we're looking for. And we try to find you a load that's got enough money so that we can get our 10% and you still happy too. All right. Well, then I'll look for a load that's paying enough to cover that. That's all they got to do. If you tell me you want to run a load that's $2.15 per mile, then guess what? I'm gonna look for a load. I'm just paying $2.35 to $2.45 a mile. Why? Because that's enough for you to get yours, they get theirs, and I get mine, right? Everybody's still happy, right? Okay then. I mean, we gonna work it out. Is that again now? Yeah, just shoot me the email at dispatch@rbbstransport.com. Okay? All right. I'll be looking for it. All right, I look forward to doing business with you. Now, did y'all see how easy that was? Now, I know there's a lot of background noise, but he pretty much rolled over. Well, he did pretty much roll over, but we got him to the point. So now he's doing what? He has contacted us, and he is sending us a dispatch. He is sending us his information on how he wants to run. Now, just a quick mic check here. Can everyone still hear me okay?
Yeah, we can hear you.
All right, great. Yeah, I couldn't really pick him up because I tried to put him on speaker, but you all got the gist of what I'm talking about. You all understand what I'm saying. Now, if you repeat that process, now here's the thing about this. I know that not all of you all are going to be able to do exactly what I do, but there's enough trucks and there's enough carriers in here for you all to call that you all can screw up 5 or 6 times and still be able to get 7, 8, 9, 10, 12 dispatch agreements. Look, this business is not that hard. Now, once you call those carriers, and you're going to make about 50 to 60 phone calls, okay? Get yourself a list of about 10 or 12 carriers, okay? Once you got those 10 or 12 carriers, and make sure you write down their name, their phone number, and so you can call them back to follow up. Because if you haven't gotten that dispatch agreement, if you haven't gotten that profile sheet within about the end of that day or by the next day, you're going to call them back and you're going to remind them. You got to follow up. You got to follow up. You got to follow up. Okay? And you repeat this every single day. If you did this week, just make phone calls like that every day this week, and don't worry about trying to find other load boards. Don't worry about trying to find out what factory it is. Don't worry about all the other BS that don't mean a thing, and just concentrate on following this system. Just do this one simple step right here. Go to the load board. Click on the load. Call all the trucks that are surrounding those loads. Okay? If you just did that, go to the load boards. Click on a load. Like you see here, call all the trucks surrounding those loads. If you did that with every single load, now you all notice, now here's one thing that you all may not have noticed. I did not even tell him about the load that was close to him. I did that on purpose. Exactly, Abdul. Exactly. That's exactly what we're doing. We are using carriers as bait. We are using the loads as bait. The list, like Abdul was saying here, the list that you give us daily is to be used as bait. Can we also put loads onto one load board as well? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. That's all. You see, Abdul has the perfect understanding of this. These loads are bait. Because if you notice, I didn't even ask him about that load. I didn't even mention the load that we have on here. I went straight for what? How much money do you need to run a load? Because that's all he's concerned with anyway. That's all every carrier is concerned with. Getting the money that they need to run a load. And then he started asking, well, you know, my company's going to charge me 10%. If you're going to charge me 10%, look, that's just an excuse. That's just a blah, 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 blah. I don't pay that no attention because when I heard that, the only thing I told you, look, all that matters is you get what you want, right? So if you're coming to charge you 10% and I'm charging you 10%, guess what? If you tell me you want a load that runs $225, I'm going to look for a load I'm just paying $245. Why? To cover the 10% that his company wants and to cover the 10% that we need, and he still get his what? His $225. Just use common sense. Okay? This business will give you everything you're looking for if you just work it. And that's why we are here to show you how to work this business, to show you how to work this system. This system works. I'm not turning you on to something that does not work because I know it works. I do it every day. I show you all it works. You know, we get on here and we do these live calls. I have some of you all call me up and you're telling me, well, I can't do this, I'm not getting that. I said, well, hold on. Let's go to the load board. I get on the load board with you on the phone. Say, hey, go to the load board. All right, great. Log in. All right, great. You pick a load, okay? Pick a carrier. Let's call that carrier. Now, if I can get that carrier to sign up to a dispatch agreement, then you can do it too. It's just that simple. All right. Well, I can't make them turn down their music here because we're in a public. I wish I could. I probably should have chosen a quieter spot, but it is what it is. Okay. Sorry about that. This is Eric, right? Yeah. Okay. Abdul says, so basically, we should be looking for load lists to put up in addition to Calvin's as well. See, Bing light bulb just went off. Okay. I hope you all can see this that Mr. Raheem just put out. Okay. That's exactly right. That is exactly right. Okay. Use this as bait. Now, let's go on here. Once you have gotten your load list, once you've gotten your carrier list, now you got to go find them loads. Okay. So let's say let's say this carrier tells you he wants loads that he wants something that's leaving out of Florida. He told me that he wanted something that's leaving out of Florida. Let's say he says he wants something that's paying at least $2 per mile. Okay, so what we're gonna do is this, and he says he needs something that's leaving out on Monday. He said he'll be in Florida this coming week. So he's probably just sitting there chilling right now, waiting for Monday to come. So he head down to Florida. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go back to the home page, right? And we're gonna go to load search. We're gonna go to load search, blah 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 blah, and we're gonna put in. He did say Daytona, right? I think he said Daytona. Ocala, thank you. See, I told you how short my mind is. Ocala, Florida. That's where he's at. He said he's going to be in Ocala. All right. Ocala, Florida is where he's going to be at. And he didn't quite say where he wanted to go. He just said that he wanted to get something going out of Ocala, Florida. All right. We know he's a flatbed. All right, so we're going to click flatbed. We're going to put a 150-mile radius around Ocala, Florida. We're going to say destination USA. Okay? All right, we know he's a flatbed. We know he wants to leave, let's say, Monday. Pick up stuff on Monday. Monday is the 26th. There we go. 26th on Monday. And we're going to search for the highest paying loads. Right? That's what we want. We want the highest paying load. So we're going to go over here where it says more options. Over here to the far right, it says more options. We're going to click on that. In order to find the highest paying load, we're going to come down here and we're going to click where it says payment rates. See right there where it says payment rates? Right here? You're going to click that button right there where it says payment rates. All right? And then we are going to search. All right. These are the loads that's leaving out of Ocala, Florida, coming up this week. Okay? Then over here, you've got the rates. Now, if you want to get the highest paying rates first, all right, if you want the highest paying rates first, you're going to go over here, you're going to click where it says, on the check, it has the word offer. All right, you're going to click the offer button, which is over here, over to the far right side, next to company, right underneath check. You're going to click the offer button, and it's going to pull up the highest paying loads first. Look at what we have here. We have something leaving out of Davenport, Florida, which is 78 miles from Ocala, going to Apple Valley, California. Now, he may be able to run that. He may not be able to run that. But that's 2,450 miles and it's paying $5,000. Okay? Now, that's one that we're going to present to him because he may have somebody who may want to ride with it. Or let's see when that load has to be delivered. Let's click on that load because that load may give him enough time to run it by himself. That is pick up on the 26th, and it doesn't need to be dropped until March the 5th. He can run that load by himself. Okay? He's got 26, 27, 28, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. He got 7 days. He got a whole week to run that load. So, would that work for him? Doggone right that'll work for him. Okay? Because that's over what? $2 per mile. All right? So we're going to give him that option. That's a long haul option that he has. Okay, so we're gonna jot that one down because that is a viable option for him. Now let's look at this one. This one leaving from Davenport, Florida, 78 miles from Ocala, going to Gray. What's this? Minneapolis or Mississippi? What's ME? Does anybody know what?
Maine.
Okay, why would Maine be ME? That's crazy. But anyway, it's paying $3,000. Let's see if that's good for him. That's paying $2.10 a mile, 1,427 miles. Okay, that'll work for him if he wants $2 per mile. Okay, that's when that will work. All right, let's look at another one. But you all understand what's going on here. You got Tampa, Florida to Dallas, Texas, paying $27.80. And that was only going 1,100 some odd miles. Now that's definitely going to work for him. That's paying $2.52 a mile, which is probably something that he probably wants. It's not going that far, okay? It's not going that far, and it's paying $2.52 per mile. That's enough money for him to get what he wants. His company gets what he wants, and us get what we want. He still makes more than $2 per mile, okay? So that definitely works. That'll probably be the one that he grabs, but that'll be at the top of his list. But as you can see, there's no shortage of loads that we can find for him to get him moving, to get him to go and say, yeah, give me one of them loads, man. Because I think if I call him back and I have these 3 loads ready for him after he sends me the information, and I see him back to look, here's what I got for you. Now this is after I get that dispatch agreement signed. I may send him some information on what it's paying, okay, what the loads are paying. I got a long load, medium load, and a short load, and here's what they're paying. Now, I'm not going to tell him exactly where they're picking up and where they're going because then he can go find it himself. But I'm telling him that, say, look, here's my dispatch agreement. Here's what I found for you already. Let's do business. How many of you think that if you did this, first of all, how many of you think you can't do this? Is there anybody on here who thinks that they can't do this? All right. So who thinks that this is pretty cookie cutter? Now that we've broken it down, because all I want you to do is just do what you just saw. Just repeat this process throughout the day. That's all you're doing. You got to set yourself up, and you got to set this up just like you would if you were working for a Walmart when you come in the morning, they have certain things that you got to do every day, right? This is no different. This is the only difference is you ain't working for nobody, you're working for yourself. That's the only difference. That's the only difference. You're working for yourself. That is the only difference. So treat it as if you was working for somebody else, but you're working for yourself. Create a process, create things to do every single day, and get in that mode and just do it. If you get up at the same time every morning at 5:30 in the morning, you get your stuff situated, get your coffee, whatever you're going to do, you do your push-ups, you do your crunches, you do your leg lifts, or whatever you're going to do. You go for your little morning walk or whatever it is, then you come back, it's about 7:30, it's 8 o'clock, you sit down at your computer, you load it up, you wait for me to load up the loads, and everything loads in by 8:30, 8:15, loads are in, go to the load board, you start calling. You pull out your list, papers so you can write down everything you need to write down, and you start calling. Just start calling. Hey, how you doing? Hey, I see you in such and such and such. Now look, I'm a dispatcher, and this I want to ask you. How much money you need to move a load? You can start off with that. You ain't got to tell them about the load. I mean, you can. If you want to try and book that load, go right ahead. Okay? But you didn't have to tell them about the load. It wouldn't even matter if those loads were not even there. So you're just going to call the truck and you're going to ask them there. Now, you got enough trucks. Now, you got enough trucks to call. We just showed you how to contact anywhere from 1,000 to 1,500 to 2,000 trucks every day, especially on a Saturday. On any given day during the week, is at least 700 to 1,000. But on the weekends, like today, you got a target-rich environment, people. I mean, you got a target. I mean, it's like going quail hunting with a shotgun. All you gotta do is aim and pull the trigger. You gonna hit something. Okay? All right. Any questions on how to contact or find the carrier and find the load? Any questions? You got questions? Anybody answer? Right now. No question? Come on now. I know somebody's got a question.
I wanted to see if you can go over the process after you get the dispatch agreement signed and the driver accepts that load.
Good idea. All right. After you get the dispatch agreement signed and that driver has accepted that load, first thing you got to do, first let's do this. First of all, you got to contact that broker, okay? And this is the broker's number right here, okay? It's going to have the contact information in there. So what you're going to do is this. When that driver signs that dispatch agreement, okay, well, let's go back and look at your dispatch agreement because I want to make sure everybody understands how to fill that dispatch agreement out. This is your carrier dispatch agreement. You find this in your back office area on the contracts and agreements. When you pull up your carrier dispatch agreement, and hopefully everyone can see this, right? You're going to click where it says enable the editing, okay? That way you can go in and type in stuff. The dispatch agreement is already formatted. All you got to do is go in and put in your name goes up here where it says dispatcher, either your name or your company name. Your address goes here, your phone number goes here, and your email address goes here. Over here, the highlighted areas in the top portion is where your information goes, okay? Everything else is where their information goes, okay? The carrier is going to fill out that, and that. MC number, DOT number, all right? And it says hereby, basically, let's go through it. I, the carrier, the owner of and or driver of truck number, the carrier's truck number goes there, of the carrier, a licensed motor carrier MC number, his MC number goes there, and or DOT number, his DOT number goes there. Hereby grants authorization to your name or your company name goes there, okay? Your company name, do not put RBBS there, because they ain't our carrier, they're your carrier, okay? Put your name or your company name there. To act as my agent for the sole purpose of searching for and booking shipments, processing all brokerage paperwork, and obtaining certificates of insurance as required in order to expedite shipments and dispatch via telephone, fax, or email for my truck. Unit number, their unit number, truck number goes there, license plate number goes here, in the state of whatever state they're running out of goes there. All billing, invoicing, and collections of revenue from customers, brokers, shippers, co-signees, etc. are the sole responsibility of the carrier. If revenue for the shipment or shipments is uncollectible, your name goes here, your company name or your name goes here, will be held harmless, and no penalty or deduction of fees will be made. The carrier agrees to maintain all proper licenses and permits to conduct business as a motor carrier in the area of intended operation. Additionally, carrier agrees to maintain liability and cargo insurance at the amount set forth by the home state of the carrier. Your name goes here, or your company name goes here, will be held harmless in the event of any and all claims. Okay? You have no liability. That's what I like about being a dispatcher. The carrier agrees to maintain an account with an internet load board service in the name of the carrier with your name as the point of contact for dispatching purpose. Now, we threw that in there. That's not something that we're saying that the carrier has to do, but we threw that in there because there's something else that we're going to talk about today. I'm going to show you all how to get onto these more prominent load boards that cost a lot of money without you having to pay anything or without you paying very much. And we're going to show you how to make money from it, okay? And that's why we tossed that in there, okay? So that's not something that we hold their feet to, but it's in there for the reasons of what I'm telling you, and I'm going to show you all how that works here after we go over this. All right. For dispatching purpose. All right. The fee for dispatch service will be 10% of the gross revenue of each shipment with no minimum charge. As loads are picked up, an amount equal to the above stated percentage will be payable to your name goes there. Okay? Because it's payable to you. Do not put RBBS. Okay? It's not payable to us, it's payable to you. Okay? Now, as you see, we're going to do the billing and the invoicing for you, but it's payable to you. Okay? So this is your client. Payments are to be conveniently paid with any debit or credit card via text or email invoice app processed by the RBBS LLC invoice processor. Okay? Please provide your SMS cell phone text number here. The carrier's cell phone number goes there. Okay? Remember I said the shaded portions up top were for you. The shaded portion down here is for the carrier. All right. And your email address. The carrier's email address goes there. Okay? So this is how we're going to invoice them. We're going to send them a text invoice and an email invoice electronically. And all they have to do is click on it and pay with a debit or credit card. And we pay you the same way. Okay? Now, either party has the right to end this agreement without cause at any time with 7 days notice by written request. Now, someone asked me why 7 days. The reason why you want to have that 7-day period, because you may have loads that are being processed, and you don't want them to say, well, I canceled before I paid you the load, so therefore I don't have to pay you the load. You know, that's an old lawyer trick. So that's why we put in there the 7-day period, because that gives it time for anything that you may have already dispatched for them and it may not have been paid on yet. That if they want to cancel, they got to give you 7 days notice to give those loads time to clear so that they still are obligated to pay you on those loads. Okay, that's why that's there. Okay, upon cancellation, any unused funds remaining in the deposit account will be refunded to the carrier within 2 business days without penalty. Either party has the right to end this agreement with. Okay, I'm going over the same thing. My bad. Without penalty. By signing below, I fully understand the terms of this agreement. The carrier's company name goes there. The carrier's signature goes here. Date goes here. He prints his name here. Up here, it has dispatchers. Your name goes here, printed, and your signature goes down here, and it's already dated for you. That's your dispatch agreement. All right? So, you get your dispatch agreement signed, okay? You get that back in. When you get that dispatch agreement back in, right, then you do what? You contact the broker, and you go ahead and book that load. All right? You contact the broker, and you go ahead and book that load. All right? You contact the broker, then you send that broker over. You call that broker back and say, hey, my carrier wants this load. All right? He says, okay, great. What's the carrier's DOT number? All right? You give them the carrier's DOT number so they can run that load. So they can run that carrier's information. What they're checking is see and make sure that carrier is okay to run loads for them. They're running a quick check on their inspections, on their insurance, and to see if that carrier needs to be approved with them. If that carrier is okay to go, they're going to send you a confirmation sheet. Okay? Let's go through it if that carrier is good to go. If that carrier is good to go, you're already approved to run a load for them, they're gonna say, okay, great. I'm sending you over the confirmation sheet. When you get that confirmation sheet, before you send it over to the carrier, read it. I don't mean just scan through. I mean read that entire confirmation. So we had a case one time. We had an instance one time. I think that was with Tony Davis. If he's on here, I don't know if he's on here today or not. But we had a case one time where we had a broker that he was running 3 loads. He was running 2 loads. Each load was paying $2,500. The broker sent over 3 confirmation sheets for 2 loads for some reason. All right, one confirmation sheet had $2,500 payout on it. All right, with the load number. He sent another confirmation sheet that with the same load number had $2,500 payout, but that was the same load. Then he sent another confirmation sheet with a different load number, which was actually the second load, and it had 0 payout on it. Y'all see what he was trying to do? He was trying to confuse the dispatcher and hopefully confuse the carrier so that they would sign that 0 payout confirmation sheet, thinking that the other 2 were different loads, but they were the same load. And if he'd signed that 0 payout, guess what? He'd have been running a load for nothing. He'd only been getting paid what? One $2,500 fee for running 2 loads. Fortunate enough, when they sent it over, he sent me a copy of it too, and I was able to catch it. I said, no. He's trying to pull one on you. Call him back and make him and bring it up to him that, hey, you sent me over 2 confirmations with the same load number, and then you sent me over the third one, which was a different load number, but it's a 0 payout. Okay, I need you to resend this one back with the 0 payout, and it needs to say $2,500 like we agreed. Okay, you have to make sure you protect yourself. Okay, make sure you read that confirmation sheet. Now, once you get that confirmation sheet, you are going to send that confirmation sheet over to the carrier. The carrier is then going to read it, sign it, and send it back to you, and then you're going to send it back to the broker. Now, when you get that over to the broker, here's what's going to happen. Here's what you all need to do. You all need to send us, let's see here. You all need to send us this information right here. I'm gonna print it up and send it to you all on here. You all need to send us a contact list, and this is how it needs to look. Give me a second. Let me find it, because I know I posted it onto the load board. All right. This is how it needs to look. When you all send, come on, you're getting too much information here. All right, here we go. I'm going to send this to you all right now. You all need to send this to why did it not send that? Is that too much? Is that too much information? Maybe it's too much information. I don't think he's gonna let me chat that. It looks like it might be too much information. Okay. Okay. It's not letting me send it to y'all because I guess it's too much information. But if you all can see this, because it won't let me text it to you all. Here is what needs to be sent over. Okay. You all need to send us an email at dispatch@rbbstransport.com. And that email needs to have in it your information, okay? At the top, it needs to have your name and your agent extension. It says agent info. You see that right there? Agent info, Tony Davis, your phone number. It needs to have the carrier's info. You know, it needs to say carrier info and the carrier's name, phone number, MC number, and DOT number, truck number, trailer number, whatever, and the email for that carrier. I don't need all the trailer stuff and all that stuff. He just went ahead and sent everything, but all I really need is the DOT number, email address, phone number, and the carrier's name. Okay? The load info, okay, on where it picks up, where it drops off, how much it's paying. Okay? The broker's info, who the broker is, their phone number, their email address. Okay? You send that, and you also attach that confirmation sheet. Now, why do you send that? Because the interns, they process all of our paperwork. They don't know you. They don't know what you got going on. If you just send us a confirmation sheet, or you just send us some things, hey, I booked the load, that don't mean nothing to them. They got to know all the players who are involved so that they can process this and get it ready. So when it's time to pay you, they'll know what's what. Okay? So make sure when you send that over to us, it is in that format. If you need to know what that format is, then I will send it back out on Facebook, on the Facebook page, and I will send it out to you all via email, which is what I am about to do now. I'm going to send it out to you all via email. I'm sending it to you now. Sending it to the group. I'm going to send it out to everyone, so it should be in all you all email right now. Email procedure. All right. I just sent it out to you all by email. All right. It went out to everybody. Okay, one moment. Somebody just asked a question. Charles Munner says, is the confirmation sheet sent to our personal email on dispatch agreement? Yeah. I just sent it to y'all to your personal email. I just sent it out. Sharita M says, Calvin, once you are no longer under the direction of RBBS and you are on your own, how do you get on the load board to see the readiest carriers in the area? Abdul explained in his remarks that you would have to be a broker to put loads on the load board. Not true. You don't have to be a broker to put loads on the load board. You have to have a MC number or a DOT number. You can use one of your carriers, MC numbers or DOT numbers, to put loads on the load board. Okay, you don't have to be a broker. You have to have a DOT number or an MC number. Okay, but you do not have to be a broker. You can, because you are a dispatcher and you have carriers on the contract, You can use any one of your carriers' DOT number. Because remember that clause that we had in that dispatch agreement that says that the carrier is to maintain a load board with you as the, that's why that clause is there. So that clause gives you the authority to use their DOT number to go set up a load board. Now, if you want to pay for it, pay for it. If you want to have them to pay for it, have them to pay for it. Okay? All right? Hope I answered that question, Kim. All right. Okie doke. The dude at 123 was lying. Then I thought he was. No, it's not that he's lying. He just may be misinformed because he may. I mean, he can only tell you what he knows. He may say, well, yeah, you got to be a broker. No, because not everybody on that load board is not a broker. You have carriers that are on that load board too. Okay? So you can go there as a dispatcher for a carrier and you can post loads. All right? All right. All right. Now let's go back into what are we talking about. Now, once you send us the email notifying us that you have booked that load, and that load is now out. We know that load is now an active load. All right? Now, once that load goes active, all you're waiting on now is what? For the carrier to drop the load and to send you the BOL and the invoice to bill the broker, right? All right. So when you receive that BOL and that invoice to bill the broker, when you send that over to the broker, right, just shoot us the email and let us know that the broker has now received the BOL. Just send us a copy of it, okay? And make sure you reference who the carrier is, who the broker is, and who you are, and what load it is, something like that. Now, it's going to take about a week for that load to get processed, okay? And when that broker is ready to pay that carrier, they should be contacting you. Why? Because you've established yourself as the go-between. This is why you want to handle all the paperwork. So when it's time to get paid, you'll know when the carrier is getting paid. Okay? This is why you want to establish yourself as the go-between. So now that broker should be contacting you with the what? The pay voucher. Letting that carrier know that we're ready to pay you, man. So now you know that the carrier is ready to be paid. So what are you going to do? You're going to contact us and say, hey, that carrier is getting paid today. So we can do what? Process an invoice to send to that carrier so that you can get paid. See how that works? All right. That's the process. That is the process. When that carrier gets paid, we shoot them a Square Cash invoice, okay, done from our Square account. We email it to them and we text it to them. All they've got to do is click on it and put in their debit or credit card information and pay us just like that. It comes right to our Square Cash account. We turn around and we take half that amount and then we send it right back out to you through our Cash Me account. We're going to text it to you and we're going to email it to you. All you got to do is click on it. If you have Square Cash already, deposit it right into your bank account. If you don't, it's going to instruct you on how to download the Square Cash app. It takes about 20 to 30 seconds. Once you download that app, you are going to attach your bank account to it. Most debit cards will not work. It has to be a bank account. If you don't have a bank account, people go out and get a bank account. Okay, just go get your bank account. Okay, and attach your bank account to it, and then you can then deposit money right into your account. Just that easy. Okay? All right. That's the process. Does anyone need me to go over that again? Does anyone need me to go over that process again?
Calvin, what 3 forms did you need again?
What 3 forms?
Yes, what 3 forms do you receive from the broker?
What you're going to receive from the broker is going to be your confirmation sheet. Some people call it a rate confirmation. Some people call it a load confirmation. It's all the same thing. All right, that's one. Okay? That's what you're going to get from the broker. If the carrier is not signed up with that broker, the broker is going to send you a carrier packet, a broker carrier packet. That is for you to send over to the carrier for them to fill out. Now, once that carrier fills out that packet, make sure you keep a copy of it. So the next time that you send that carrier to a new broker, that broker asks for a carrier packet, what do? All you got to do is just fill it out yourself, right?
Yeah, and scan it to them.
Exactly. So keep that. And the other one is going to be the pay voucher. That's what you're going to receive from the broker. Now, what you're going to be receiving from the carrier, you're going to get that rate confirmation back. You're going to get the you got to have your dispatch agreement. You're going to get the rate confirmation signed that's sent back to you, so you can send it back over to the broker. And you're going to get the BOL, the bill of landing, and the invoice from the carrier going back to the broker. Okay.
Okay. All right. I just want to be clear on that.
Yeah. All you're doing is you're just transferring paperwork back and forth. This is what keeps you in the loop. Charles Mundis, Abdul said, yeah, but he works there. He needs to read more. Exactly. I assume that the rate con sheet coming from the broker is to be emailed to personal email. Charles, whose personal email are you talking about? Our personal email. Yeah, it's going to be sent to your rate confirmation. How do you contact that broker? If you send them an email, they're going to respond back to that email. So yeah, they're going to send that rate confirmation back to you. They're going to send it to you, okay? Because you establish yourself as the go-between for the carrier and the broker. You know, you're handling the movement of the paperwork, and you want to be the person who handles the movement of the paperwork because you want to stay in the loop. So when it's time to get paid, you know when that carrier is getting paid. Okay. All right. All right. Let's go into real quick here. Let's go into what we talked about on how you all can get signed up with these with that and some of this other stuff. I'm gonna show y'all how to do this. Okay. Because you represent the carriers. And we all know that is a pretty good load board, but they are expensive. $250, $270, $290, whatever they charge, it's outrageous. However, if you got yourself about 2 or 3 carriers, okay? If you got yourself about 2 or 3 carriers, and remember, your job is to do what? Find loads for the carrier to keep them running. More importantly, find what? Good loads, good paying loads for the carrier to keep them running. So, what's stopping you from contacting your carriers and say, hey, because I'm trying to find you better loads. I'm trying to find you some good paying loads. And we all agree that has the best paying loads on the internet. Okay? This is you talking to the carrier. We all know that they have the best paying loads. So, with that being said, if I can get onto that with your DOT number or your that using your DOT number, and you may even tell them to look, I'll split the cost with you, or if you want to pay, just whatever, I'll split the cost with you, okay? And get onto that. All right? Now, if you got 3 carriers, listen to me now. If you've got 3 carriers, you're going to contact each one of those carriers. You're going to let them know, or you may do a conference call with them. Have them all on the same line. Because you're an entrepreneur. They know that you book loads for more than 1 carrier. This is what you do. Okay? You are an entrepreneur. So you get on a conference call with your carriers, whether it's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 carriers. However many carriers you have, you're on a conference call with them. You say to them, say, look, there's a way for me to get access to much higher paying loads, therefore I can service you all a lot better. Because you all want higher paying loads, right? All right, great. And we all agree that is very expensive, and no one wants to pay $290 per month. So here is what I'm proposing, okay? Each one of you all pays $40 a month, okay? I'll pay for it, and you all just send me $40 a month, and I'll make sure I keep that load board, and that way I can access higher paying loads, thus get you all higher paying loads. Now, for every new carrier you sign on, guess what? You say, look, I've got that load board, and I can get you on that load board for $40 a month. They know how expensive that is. If you tell them I can get you on that load board for $20 a month, whatever the case may be, depending on how many carriers you have. that at some point in time, you're going to have enough carriers sending you that $20 a month, $30 a month, or $40 a month to where now you got enough money to not only pay for the debt, but you got enough money to pay for the debt and you're making money at the same time. And there's nothing wrong with that because you are providing a service for them. Your job is to find them higher paying loads. Your job is to have access to stuff that's going to help them to make more money. And this is just one of the ways that you provide that. Hold up here. Someone says, Calvin, can you touch on heavy equipment loads? I see you posted on the, we'll talk about that in a second. How do you book? Eric, we're not going to talk about the auto loads. I don't know if you missed the first part of the, we'll talk about those once we get access to the auto loads website. And we talked about that earlier on what we're doing to get access to that website. So there's no point in us talking about those until we have the access to that website, which is Central Dispatch. Okay? All right. And we're working on that this week. Please give us all the higher paying load boards so far. That is one. Well, there's a number of them. There's that. There's the Internet Truck Stop. And I mean, you can Google and do your research. Just go to Google. There's a little search engine called Google. Just go in there and put in high paying load board. And it'll pull them up. That's all you got to do. Okay. All right. You can do your research on higher paying load boards. Real quick, but that's how you can get on those load boards, and that's how you can actually make money. You can actually make more money. And some of you have multiple carriers that you're dispatching for right now, that you have signed up. Deborah says, would we have to get the carriers to sign some sort of agreement to make sure they pay us for that load board? If that's what you want to do, then do that. Okay? But the carriers, they would understand if you wanna do some type of agreement with them. I don't know what your relationship is with your carrier. Only you know how your relationship is with your carrier. Some of you all may have a relationship where you all have that type of thing where, look, we don't sign agreements. Some of you all, now it's prudent to have some type of agreement, but because carriers can either use you or don't use you, you see what I'm saying? That gets kind of iffy. So it depends on kind of feel out your carrier and know where you stand with your carrier. Okay? Hopefully answer your question, Deborah. Okay. On the heavy equipment loads that we were sending out this week, those were put together by Mr. Roger Jackson. Mr. Roger Jackson went out and he did this little thing right here where he contacted. If you go to our thing where you contact brokers, I'm showing y'all here. If y'all can see this, this is in your back office area. By the way, hold up, wrong thing. Yeah, broker search. He did a little thing back here where it says broker search. Yeah, clicked on that, and he was, going through the broker search area, or how he found his broker. But this is how you can contact brokers. He found brokers and he called them up and he got them to send them the loan list. So they started sending him the loan list every morning. Okay, and now he was able to get some access to some heavy equipment loads. Okay, those loads, when you get someone who wants one of those loads, contact Mr. Roger Jackson. Those are his loads. Okay, those are his loads. By the way, if you all get your own load list, right, and we put them out to the network like we did with his, if you book one of those loads, you all are still getting your 5% of the load fee. You're still getting your half of our dispatch agreement. Okay? He is getting 2.5% of the load fee, and we are getting 2.5% of the load fee. Okay? If you all book those loads, you understand how that works. So if you go out and if you get your own load list that loads are being sent over to you, obviously you can't book all those loads. I mean, God bless you if you can. You'll make a lot of money if you can actually do it, but you ain't gonna be able to book all those loads. And you want to get as many of those loads booked as possible. So you want to get the entire network to help you book those loads. All right. Several things you can do. You can post those loads onto a load board and have carriers call you direct. You can send those loads over to me, and then I would then post them onto the network, send them out to all the other members of our group so that they can find carriers to run those loads. And if that happens, if they find carriers to run those loads for you, you are getting 2.5% of that load fee. We are getting 2.5% of the load fee, and the agent or the dispatcher who booked that load is getting what? 5% of that load fee, and that makes up that whole 10%, and that's how that works. Okay. So, but those loads are loads that are coming from another broker. Those loads are coming from a broker, and you just dispatch those loads just like you would dispatch any other load. But the point of contact would be Mr. Roger Jackson. His number and stuff is on there, so you can contact him. And he is doing a great job at getting loads in and getting them and getting some new loads in. But that's how you build your loads. This is why we have this in the back office area where it says tools and resources, search shippers, and search brokers. Okay. Any other questions on that? Any other questions on that? On those heavy equipment loads? All right. So let's do a review here. What we need you all to start doing is go back to the basics, because the basics is what makes you money. Okay? Go back to your bread and butter. The bread and butter is what? The load board. The bread and butter is the load board. Go to the load board. Call up these carriers. When you get on these load boards, call up these carriers. Show you here. Go back to the load board. Call up these carriers. Like I say, and today is a good day to do it. I mean, today is the perfect day. It's Saturday, and you got all these trucks that are just sitting there. They sit there, they bored. They're watching football. They ain't watching football. They're watching basketball. See, they ain't got nothing to do now. No football. They so bored they don't know what to do. They ain't got nothing to do. They just sitting there in the truck, or they watching TV, watching some old westerns or something, and they just sitting there. And they got all these carriers surrounding these loads, and they just sitting there, watching, whatever they're watching, looking for. Ain't nobody in Palmerville, but Cypress. The plus was in Cypress. You got a few in Cypress, a few in Scholarship. So what else we got? We got a few there. Got some in Florida. Georgetown, Texas. Got quite a few in Texas. There's some others there. But, like I said, you got these trucks that are sitting around these loads. So, call them up. Call them up. As you're going to see here, we're just going through them real quick just to give y'all, wow, there's a lot of them there in Mississippi. A lot of them just sitting there. That's what? Jesus. They just sit there. But, this is what you do. You call them up, and you got plenty of them to call from. You got access to well over 1,000 trucks there. So there's access to well over 1,000 trucks that you all can call, make the pitch, get them signed up to a dispatch agreement. Once you get them signed up to a dispatch agreement, then you go and look for what they want. It don't get no simpler than that. You do that, and I guarantee you'll make money. But you got to do it. You got to do it. If you don't do it, I guarantee you ain't gonna make no money. So you got to do it, okay? If you want to make money, you got to do it. But this is how I book 6, 7, 8 loads a day. Okay, this is all I do. I don't do none of that other stuff that you all got in your head. Looking for new carriers and all that stuff. Mr. Mitchell said that he had access to an area where he could find new carriers who just came on. Who just got their authority. That sounds great on the surface, but here's the problem with that. They are new carriers. Okay? And the problem that he was having was getting them to what? Send him a dispatch agreement. And I explained to him why he was not getting them to send him dispatch agreement. Because Any of you who have ever gotten your DOT number for the first time or gotten your authority the first time, for that first 2 or 3 months, you get bombarded with so much stuff. Everybody and their mama is calling you, sending you emails, everything. Those guys getting probably about 300-400 calls a day. They're probably getting about a couple thousand of emails every single day. So they get bombarded with so much stuff that they just turn themselves off to it. You may call them, and you may be talking to them about finding them loads, but guess what they're hearing? Blah, 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 blah. Because they're bombarded with this stuff, and they're new. So why are you wasting your time with them? Why not call guys who are on load boards, who are actually looking for loads? Because if you call those guys, you're preaching to a captive audience. Okay? These are guys that are out there. They're looking for loads. They're trying to make money. Those are the guys you want to call. Those are the ones who you're going to get to respond back to you and send you the dispatch agreement back so you can go find them loads. And simple as that. And please work on your sales pitch. Everybody work on your sales pitch, because the better salesperson you are, the more money you're going to make. I promise you that. I promise you that. The better salesperson you are, the more money you're going to make. All right. Any questions? Any questions? Any questions? Any questions? Any questions? Any questions? We're gonna try and wrap this up. We've been on here now for about 2 hours, so we're gonna try and wrap this up. And do we have any questions? Any questions by anybody? I'm doing my Dean Martin impersonation here. Okay, Kim. Kim says, all right. Kim says, what we have to get? All right. Kim says, when sending our email to carriers, do we use personal email or use the email you set up? Our name at RBBStransport.com. That's linked to our personal email. I would use the email that I set up, because it's going to be, now it is going to be forwarded to your personal email, but you may not want all these people having your personal email address. That's the reason why we set up a domain email address. Because it's a domain email address, and it looks a little bit more professional than having a Yahoo or a Hotmail or a Gmail account. And it kind of protects you personally because they don't have your direct email address. You understand what I'm saying? Right. Aaron says, how long does it actually take us to get paid from a load? That depends on how quick that the carrier sends in the BOL and how quick the broker processes it. On average, Aaron, on average, the process goes like this. The carrier picks up and runs the load. The carrier drops the load. The carrier sends them the BOL, okay? The broker gets the BOL in, but when the broker gets the BOL and the invoice from the carrier, the broker probably waits till the end of the week to get all the BOLs in and the invoices in from all the carriers who will run loads for them. So they're probably going to send that in on Friday. They send those in on Friday, which means that the factory company gets it, and the factory company does the process. The factory company is going to process them all, and they probably have them ready to pay out by that following Friday. At that following Friday is when that broker then sends out the pay vouchers to the carrier, letting them know that your money is in and we need to send you your money. Okay? When that happens, then it's on the carrier, right? Because we then invoice the carrier at that time, let them know there's time to be paid. But we can get paid at the click of a button. So that's why we try to have you all stay in the loop so that you all can notify us when the carrier is getting paid, so that we can send them the invoice right when they got the money in their hand. So as they're depositing money into their account, they can go ahead and click and pay us our little 10% so we can pay you yours. And as soon as we get ours, we send you yours immediately through a cash app where all you got to do is click on it and deposit the money right into your account. So on average, 2, maybe 3 weeks from the time you actually book the load to the time the load completely gets done. But here again, most of that depends on the broker and the carrier, because we are paid by the carrier once they get paid. All right? Calvin, you spoke about leasing authority to other carriers in the past. I do call me on that personally because that really has nothing to do with booking loads. And this platform is for booking. It's showing you how to build your network of booking loads. That's a totally whole separate type of business. If you're looking to get your carrier authority, I mean, I'll talk to you about it, but we're not going to get into that because that's not what we're doing on this platform. So just give me a call on your own time, and we'll go into that. Okay. Hold up here. When signing the dispatch agreement, can we sign company name or personal name? I would do your company name. Now, when you sign it down at the bottom, you got to put your signature on it. But I would have it in your company name. If you have a company name, use your company name. Okay, it's always best to use your company name. All right, Aaron, thanks. Dude, thanks. All right. Great questions, everybody. I like it when you all are participating. That's good, and great questions. Now, remember, if you have questions during the week, feel free to give us a call. Yes, I am very busy, but I do try to pick up the phone. I really do. And if I don't pick up the phone, I usually try to call you all back. And remember, I am always monitoring the chat group. I'm always monitoring that chat group. Even when you all think I'm not monitoring that chat group, and some of the people who've been on this chat group for a while, they'll tell you, if something is going the way, if something's being said in that chat group that shouldn't be said, or something is being discussed in that chat group that shouldn't be discussed, I'll chime in real quick. You all know that already. Sean says, what are other places to find carriers? 123 Load Board, Truckers Path. Hold on here. Truckers Path is a great place to find carriers. Why? Because on Truckers Path we don't really post loads to Trucker Path, and we stop posting loads to it on purpose. The reason why we stopped posting loads to Trucker Path, because we wanted to show you all how to find carriers without having loads. So when you go to Truckers Path, you see where it says there are no loads, because we don't post loads to Trucker Path. But on Truckers Path, you click where it says Truck Search. See right here? Where it says Truck Search, and you can find any type of truck you want. You can look for reefer trucks. Look at that. Look at all them reefer trucks. You can look for reefer trucks. You can look for flatbed trucks. You can look for dry van trucks. Whatever you want, you can look for it on Truckers Path. And it's got the phone numbers right out there bottom. So if you want to call other trucks other than flatbed, this is the place to go do it. Look on the Truckers Path link. If you want dry vans, step deck, power only, they got them right here. So click on Truckers Path, and it'll show you what it will show you the type of trucks you're looking for. And you just call them up. Okay? All right. Still waiting on the info for company profile. Who's this, Deborah? Deborah. You know what, Deborah? I think you're the one that I sent an email back to. Did you check your email? I think I might have sent you an email letting you know that. No, hold on. I don't know. I think I may have sent you an email letting you know that the phone number you used was a Grasshopper phone number, if I'm not mistaken. If not, resend the information over to dispatch at RBBStransport.com, and I have the interns get right on it. Okay? All right. What other questions we got here? All right. Okay. Let's wrap this up. We've been here for a while. I'm getting hungry. I need to stop eating so much. I'm actually trying to lose weight, but let's wrap this up. I know you all have other things that you all want to do on a Saturday. It's a beautiful day outside here in Florida. I don't know what y'all think like, but it is absolutely gorgeous here in Florida. Gorgeous day outside. So I've got some other webinars to do concerning some other stuff that I do also too. But it is a beautiful day. I hope you all are enjoying your Saturday. Hope you all are enjoying your weekend. I appreciate all the well wishes you all sent out to me when I was sick and in the hospital with this terrible flu virus that's going around. And I really appreciate all the well wishes that everyone sent out. And I thank you all. And it was greatly appreciated. And let's try to make sure that we get back on track. I'm going to do everything I can to make sure that we get back on track. This week, I'm going to be working with centraldispatch.com to get us onto the auto hauling load board so that we can get into the auto hauling. That's what that's going to be my concentration this week on that. Hopefully, we're going to try and get everyone situated on the toll free numbers and everything. I think we got everybody situated except for maybe a couple of you all that we're going to be working on, Deborah, that we're going to be working on, and make sure we get the ones that need to be updated, get those updated. Let's like I said, concentrate on the basics. Work the plan. Call those trucks. Get those dispatch agreements. You get those dispatch agreements in, finding the loads is easy. Okay, once you get the dispatch, I'm telling you, once you get the dispatch agreements in, finding loads is not, that's the easy part. You can get loads from anywhere. Okay, there's enough loads out there that you'll find the loads. All right, but work the system. Just work. If you work the system, I promise you, the system will work for you. And let's keep it simple, keep it basic. Don't let these guys talk to you talking about factoring and all this other stuff, because that really has nothing to do with you making money. And like I always say, I have my saying, and I kind of want you all to adopt this. And this is my thing when it comes to doing business. If you're contacting me has nothing to do with doing business with me, then it's none of my business. Let me make sure that I repeat that. If you contacting me has nothing to do with you doing, that should be your mentality. Okay? That should be mentality. Okay? All right. Appreciate y'all again. Thank you all for tuning in. This has been Calvin with the RBBS. Earn while you learn. Freight broker, freight dispatcher, freight planning and consulting platform. And like always, next week we'll be right back here. Next Saturday, same bat channel, same bat time. Thank y'all again. Have a great weekend.